Alright, this video is for Catch the Hatch. Looks something like this. So you've got 4 different objects here. I'm going to pull this to the other screen. First I need to divide my border into 4 sections. I'm going to click my green line on top and just slide it over so that I can cut my drawing space perfectly in half using midpoint. So I'll draw a line straight down and trim it off. And then I'll reconnect this. And I'll do the same from the left, go to the midpoint straight over to there. Let's see, you can use match properties. That's a new tool. Match properties allows you to take the properties of one line and apply it to other lines. So you can easily change colors and properties, stuff like that. Okay, starting in the top left corner, I have basically the drawing tells me that I have a diamond shape that's 2.5 on each side. So I'm going to start just by drawing a 2.5 by 2.5 box, and then I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees. So we've learned rotate. I'm going to rotate it from this base point, and I'm going to turn ortho off, and I need it to go basically the diamond shape like that. So I've got a square and I need it to go there. If I went all the way to there, that would be a 90-degree rotation. So I want to go half that distance so it's there. So when it says specify rotation angle, you can just type in how far you want to rotate it, like how many degrees. So right here I'm going to just type 45, enter, and it actually rotated it to the left, not the right, but it's okay, it's still the same thing. Alright, so there's my diamond shape. And then there's a box surrounding the diamond shape. So I don't know how big this box is, but I know it has to basically touch this diamond. So maybe I'm going to draw a box like this and then extend these lines so that they're a little longer. Alright, like that, and then TR, enter, and trim the corners. Okay, and then you have offsets of 1/4 of an inch of this diamond going in. So I'm going to hit the offset tool, 0.25 is 1/4, and then I'm going to come in, and I can keep coming in. Hopefully it doesn't get too confusing for me to trim it. We'll see. Alright, I'm going to use the fillet tool, which is here, and just fillet the outside. Fillet the outside. Then I'm going to the inside because it's easier for me to see. I'm just doing fillet over and over. You just got to make sure you click the right lines. Just the lines that go together. Alright, and then we get a shape that looks something like that. And then there are lines that come from the corner to the midpoint like this on each corner. And those also have offset of 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to offset those. And trim. And actually, I need to do that for all 4 corners, but what I'm going to do is use copy paste. So I'm going to select all these lines down here. Okay, Control C for copy, and then Control V for paste. And I'm going to go ahead and group these by right clicking and going to group. And then now they're all together, and I can use the rotate tool with ortho on and just rotate them whichever way I need them. And then copy them over to there. And now that I have them here, here's a new tool, mirror. Actually, I need to group these together as well. I guess I don't really need to, but let's see if I can. Group, group. So now I have 2 groups. I'm going to click both of these and then use the mirror tool up here. It'll say specify first point of mirror line. That's going to be the top of my diamond, and then the second point will be the bottom of my diamond. Erase source objects, no. And now my pattern is complete. Okay, that looks good. And then I just have to hatch the colors. So hatch tool is here, solid, Let's find a nice blue and just gotta follow what the website says here for the colors. So there's that, that, and that, and then these two, these two. Alright, that's all the blue. I'm going to do hatch again, except change the color to, I could change it to, use this white right here, not this. If you put it on this, it won't get printed, so use this white. So I've got a double white there, double white there. That's red, white, 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 white. Hopefully I don't mess anything up. Oh, my blues disappeared. Sometimes that happens and you have to rehatch, or hatch in a different command. So, I don't know what blue I used. Hopefully it was this one. Alright, all the other ones are good, and the last hatch is red. So you can do them all together just by clicking like that, or you can do them individual, like hit hatch, then click, and then hit enter, hit hatch again, click, enter, hatch again, click, enter. Sometimes you have to do it where each individual section is a hatch if it isn't looking right. Alright, there's that shape. Go ahead and center it. And I think this is a scaled border. So I'm going to double click the top line. Yes, it is. So I need to scale this down by 0.5 so that this fits more nicely in there. Let's make a new line going across so I have something to snap onto there and move it in there. Okay, and then erase that. Is this 2.5? Let's do a dimension. Yes, it is. Looks a little tighter on this border, but let's see. Hopefully they'll all fit. Okay, next one is over here. I start with a rectangle that's 2 by 4. So 4, 2, 4. Try that again. 4, 2. And then it has an offset of 3/8. So just offset this guy in. Use the fillet tool. Okay. I'm going to slide it out because it's not centered in there. Actually, let's go ahead and center it now. Okay. So then there is kind of this diamond shape. And all I really know about this is that from the midpoint of this orange line is where this line starts. And this line goes at a 45-degree angle each way. I know I don't tell you that on here, but I'm telling you on the video. So to draw a line at 45 degrees, I'm going to show you a new tool here. It's probably been on the whole time for you. It's called polar tracking. And so the icon's blue, which means it's on. It just snaps onto certain angles. By default, it's set to 90. So every 90 degrees, it'll show like a green line like that. But you can also set it to other angles. Like I've got mine set to 45. So that means every 45 degrees, you'll get a green snap line. So as I move my mouse up and get closer and closer to 45, once I get there, it'll snap. So how I'm going to use that is by drawing a line from the midpoint here, and then go straight up at 45 and just click. I don't know how long it is, I just basically clicked it. And do the same on the other side and click. And then, actually this is supposed to be on the bottom, sorry. So come from here and then go that direction and click. Same on the bottom. And then that same thing happens up here. And wherever they meet, that's where your diamond shape's going to be. As long as you have object snap intersection on, whenever you get there, that little X, the green X symbol, represents intersection. And that should be on by default here. But if it's not, you can turn it on in your object snap. Okay, so let me make that again. And then I'm just going to trim these lines. So that represents basically this inside section of the orange diamond here. And then it also has an offset of 3/8. So I'm going to use offset 3/8 and just offset it out. And then use the fillet tool to fillet the corners. And then all I have left to do is trim what's not supposed to be there. So hit trim, then enter. This goes away, this goes away, this goes away, this goes away, and these two, and these two. So that way it kind of looks like you've got the boxes intersecting or intertwined with one another. And then you're just going to hatch. One is orange, pick a nice orange here. And the other is a green. How about that? And that's that shape. I'm going to include the dimensions real quick while I'm here. Use a linear. Let's go there to there. Okay, I'm kind of running out of room. Alright, let's cancel the dimensions. I'll come back to those later. Last shape is down here. Let's start with it already in the center. So it's a 3x3 box. So if I start from the midpoint and go out 1.5 inches, then I can just go 1.5 inches up, 3 over, 3 down, 3 over, and then another 3 up, and then erase those. This section, or this square, is just divided into 4 parts, like that. So you just use the midpoint, and then you just offset 1/4 inch based on what the pattern is. So I'll do this one first, and actually I can go ahead and do multiple and come all the way down. And then trim. I'm going to trim these. Hope that's enough. There we go. Trim both of those sides so that you're just left with the pattern there and there. And then if I want to get real crazy, I can take these lines, copy, paste them over here, and then rotate them. Let's go ahead and group them. And I'm going to put them here because I don't have anywhere to snap right there. If I snap there, it won't be right. I'm going to put them there and then use the move tool because they're not in the right spot right now. I could offset another line, but I already have the line sitting right there, so I'm just going to use the move tool. And here's one way to use the move. You can just click anywhere out here and move it in the direction you want to move it. I know the space in between is supposed to be 1/4, so if I move this set of stuff over 1/4 inch, then it'll just slide it over however far. Like, for example, if I have a line right here, this is basically what I just did. Is I had a line or a group of lines, and I hit move. I clicked. If I want that line to move over 2 inches, I can just type 2, enter, and it'll slide it over. So I did that with the whole thing. And then I'm going to use hatch. Get the blue right here, here, and here. Here, here, and here. And then the red. Okay, that's that. So last one says, let's see, start off with a circle that has a diameter of 3. So I'm going to draw a line here so that I can put my circle directly in the middle of my little box here. And I'm going to use the circle diameter tool, not the radius tool. You could use the radius, but then you just could type 1.5. But if the drawing says, you know, whatever the diameter is, I always just use the diameter tool. Click there, type in 3, enter. Now I've got my circle. And let's see what happens now. The next part is I have a circle that basically comes from here to the center. So let's try this. There's also a 2-point circle, so it creates a circle using 2 endpoints of the diameter, meaning, let's see if this will work. If I come from the center and out there, that's kind of like this blue circle here, if I can show you on the screen. It goes all the way in, and then I need to do that a couple more times. So use the snap point for the center, go there, same thing, there. Oh, gotta click on that. So those are the big ones. And it says these have a diameter of 1.5, which I just checked those and they do, so that's good. And then I'm going to assume, because there's no other notes, that this circle right here is also 1.5. Let's see if that's right. Let's do circle center diameter 1.5. That looks right to me. I'm going to use the hatch tool. Choose my colors. It looks like a yellow going around the outside, and then a blue, then I got some purple, doesn't look like magenta though, and then an orange everywhere else. Oh, there we go. Oh no, it hatched all these. Okay, so sometimes this happens in, like when I was hatching this little corner right here, it happened to hatch all this stuff around the outside. You can click on this and then right click and go to draw order, send to back, and what that'll do is take that orange hatch and push it to the back of the drawing so that it's still there and it still shows up here, but the yellow hatch is on top. So if I clicked on the yellow hatch and deleted it, you'd see the orange underneath, but sometimes you can't help but hatch things on top of each other like this. So let me hit send to back again like that. Okay, so that's all of the drawing section. I think we need to do the dimensions, but they looked a little tight. The reason why they're looking a little tight, I think, is because we're using a different title block than I used last year. So let's see if I can get this to work. Let's do a linear dimension from here to here. Okay, I need to make my dimensions a little smaller, and here's how I'm going to do that. Let me put this one up here too. If I hit D enter, which is dimension style, and then go to modify, under fit right here, there's a thing that says use overall scale of, and mine's set to a little larger right now. It's by default it's 1, but you can also make it smaller, like maybe 0.75. Let's try that. And what that does is it scales all the parts of your dimension down so that they fit nicer in like smaller drawings like this one. So I think let's try that 0.75. Let me fill out the rest of my dimensions and see if that's going to work. Hopefully it does. Looks like I'm running a little tight on room there, but it fits. And then maybe a 3/8 here if I can get that to fit. Let's see if I can bring that out. And then a little closer. Well, that's not moving. Why not? Looks like it has to be inside there. Let's actually just move this up, just because we've got room up there. Move that dimension so that it looks something like that. That'll fit. Don't need any dimensions on these because they would go outside the border because they're all at angles. Just need 2 more over here. Let's do a leader line. I'm going to turn object snap nearest on, and let's see, I give a dimension for this, so I'm going to click there. 1.5. To write the diameter symbol, you type in %C, and when you type that in, it'll change what the symbol looks like to that. Okay, let's move that over so it fits a little better. And I got one more leader that goes here, and this says 3-inch diameter, so that's %C. Click out there somewhere. Okay, and that's all the dimensions that I need. I'm going to change the color of them to cyan. Catch the Hatch, drafting 1. That's today's date. I think that looks good. Oh, I forgot one dimension. The thing up here that points that says this is a square. So leader line, let's do it here. Looks like I have more room over here. Just says square, that's all. And then put that on there. And that's it for the Catch the Hatch drawing.